Hello, cooperating teachers. My name is Jenny Shank, and I am the Director of Student Teaching for Liberty University. The purpose of this video is to provide you with an overview of your role as a cooperating teacher this semester. First and foremost, I want to thank you for your willingness to serve as a cooperating teacher. I speak on behalf of Liberty School of Education when I say that we sincerely appreciate all of the support and mentoring that you're going to provide to our candidates this year. You can probably still remember your own cooperating teacher or an educational mentor who made a lasting impact on your life. This is your opportunity to make a difference in the life of a future teacher. For those of you who may not have worked with us before, Liberty University is a Christian liberal arts university, and our mission is to produce Christ-centered men and women with the values, knowledge, and skills required to impact tomorrow's world. Therefore, we prepare our student teachers to teach in public, private, and Christian school settings. Our School of Education has a conceptual framework based on three main areas. First, we want our teacher candidates to know Christian values and understand research-based content and professional knowledge. We also want them to have the strategies and skills in communication, technology, and leadership to effectively manage and instruct within your classroom. At Liberty, we believe that teaching is a calling from God and that our students should have the personal integrity, commitment, and sensitivity to meet the needs of every single student in your classroom. Derived from our conceptual framework, we have 5 dispositions that all of our student teachers should demonstrate, and you'll be asked to evaluate your student teachers according to these SCRIP dispositions. SCRIP is an acronym that stands for social responsibility, commitment, reflective practice, integrity, and professionalism. If you notice any problems in one of these areas, please immediately contact the university supervisor so that we can better support our candidate and you. Your student teacher's university supervisor will send you an email that contains this link to our website and all of these training resources, including the Student Teaching Handbook. This handbook is comprised of forms and templates that you will need during the student teaching placement. For example, there's an explanation of how to determine the difference between direct and indirect teaching hours for your student teacher. There are also links to help you with live text as well. So what are your responsibilities as a cooperating teacher? First, we encourage you to share your knowledge and skills with your student teacher. From day one, the candidate will be observing you, and you'll also be observing the candidate. So please provide as much feedback as possible. They will be watching you teach, so you can model skills and strategies that they will need before they take over each subject area. Please also familiarize the candidate with your classroom procedures, safety policies, and the overall culture of your school. One of your other responsibilities is to approve hours in live text and complete 2 assessments on your student teacher's performance called the CPAST. These will be completed at the midpoint and end of the placement, and we do provide a self-paced online training in how to use the CPAST evaluation. Our student teaching philosophy at Liberty represents a co-teaching model. So please share the delivery of instruction with your student teacher. I love walking into a classroom and seeing a cooperating teacher and student teacher working together in perfect harmony to meet the diverse needs of students. From the beginning of the day to the end of the day, we expect your student teacher to be interacting with students. He or she should not be sitting at a desk working on lesson plans or any other university assignment. They should be involved in the teaching process. Co-teaching always works best when expectations are clear, so please give your student teacher specific instructions. For example, when should your student teacher arrive each morning? When should they plan to leave each afternoon? Are there particular students that the candidate should support during your instruction or independent work? The more details and instruction you provide at the beginning of a student teacher's placement will help the candidate become more self-directed by the end of the placement. We want you to know that we expect our student teachers to be punctual and to have excellent, if not perfect, attendance during their placement. They are required to shadow you and go to all faculty meetings, parent-teacher conferences, IEP meetings, and any professional development events that you are required to attend. Please reach out to your student teacher's university supervisor if he or she is missing school or demonstrating any other concerning behaviors. Lesson planning is always a hot topic when we get together with our student teachers. Liberty University provides lesson plan templates for our teacher candidates to use for both detailed and block lesson plans. All lesson plans must be approved by you each Friday prior to the week in which they will be taught. As student teachers begin to teach, they're expected to create a lesson plan for every class and every subject that they will be covering for you. We begin each subject area with a minimum of 5 detailed lesson plans. When you and the supervisor agree that the candidate has done a good job with planning, then he or she can move to block planning for that subject for the remainder of the placement. So who will be working with you? Depending on your location, you will have 2 supervisors. One will be the university supervisor. The role of the university supervisor is to communicate with you each week. That will likely be through emails or phone calls if preferred, to meet with you and the student teacher and the on-site supervisor online to discuss the candidate's performance, to evaluate the student teacher through feedback and also grading of course assignments, and really to support you, the on-site supervisor, and the student teacher. The role of the on-site supervisor is really to provide valuable insight that the university supervisor might miss from a distance. Their role is to build a bridge between the local school system and the university. To that end, they will receive lesson plans and a weekly schedule from the student teacher as well, and use that information to plan and conduct initial observations, formal observations, and meet with you to discuss their feedback on the student teacher's performance in your classroom. One of the major assignments during the student teaching semester is called EdTPA. EdTPA is a performance-based assessment that measures how teacher candidates plan, instruct, assess, and then reflect on their own performance. During the initial meeting, your student teacher supervisor will provide you with an EdTPA guide for cooperating teachers and discuss this assignment with you at your initial meeting. Please know that part of EdTPA will require the student teacher to submit lesson plans, student work examples, and a video of their teaching. Please contact your student teacher's university supervisor or email edtpa@liberty.edu with questions. Liberty University appreciates your time, and so we will be offering you a stipend. Directions for claiming your stipend are located on our website at the same link that I shared previously. Please note that these stipends are paid at the end of the student teaching semester. In closing, I would just like to thank you again for your willingness to serve as a cooperating teacher and mentor this semester. We are always here to support you, and we are forever grateful for your dedication to education.